least so far, in which you describe capitalism and the distribution of wealth.
Not in my book. I mean,
And so what I'm saying is that, like, the ethics, argument is much more complex than you are portraying it to be. Meaning that, say, if you came into rule, and you had to be in control of everything, which is the claim almost regarding when you make a statement that these people are corrupt and these people are doing this and they don't know what they're doing and so on and so forth. It's to some implication saying you're either saying that somebody else needs to be there or I need to be there. And I'm saying that you yourself being there, there's so much to take into account that there would be so much that you would neglect. There's no matter what we do, there's so much that we neglect and there's so much that we don't neglect and there's so much that we focus on, and so on and so forth. And so in being so preoccupied with this component of society, someone leaves that out of the book and they don't ever get to that, and yet these people are still facing oppression, facing marginalization, facing mass incarceration, facing various other injustices. That's the word I was looking for. And so what I'm saying is that the statement that you're making is invalid for the reason that you can only look, for the reason that whoever's in power can only look a certain direction at a time. There's only so much you can do at a time, and only so much you can focus on at a time. So maybe renewable energies back in the day wasn't prioritized because it was such a distant notion. And so they focused more on the production of petroleum, which just so happens to be a centralized form of the production of energy and happens to put some people in power rather than many people in power. And so what I'm saying is that, your statement that's all for renewables, that all against drilling holes at all points in time, that if they're going to drill this many holes in the earth, they're going to say no and you're going to stop it. The thing is that that perspective is essentially denying the course of history.
Yeah, but we shouldn't build holes if we don't know how to fix it. If we don't know how to stop a leak from millions and tons into the ocean, then we should wait for the technology. Well, how come they didn't when it happened?
How about this? Just chew on this for a second. There have been less oil spills than there are oil platforms and oil processes. Way less in reality. In reality, there's way more extraction of oil, and there have been way less spills. Amount of spills.
Yeah, but one spill made the Gulf of Mexico dead. One single spill. It only takes one time. You only lose one life. We only have one Earth.
On the type of the spill.
We only have one Earth. One hole that overleaks all over the ocean is all it takes.
The ocean is a vast...
One Fukushima, one little tablespoon.
Because we've had more than one Fukushima, and the world still continues. We've had more than one oil spill.
Yeah, but the scientists that are experts have said that the effects are going to last 300,000 years on the Earth, that they still don't know because it moves in a different kind of spectrum that is not measured by normal wavelengths.
My point is that we're here. We're not affected by it. Some people are affected by it.
How about the millions of seals that are coming starved into San Diego? Millions, because they don't have nothing to eat in the ocean. You don't think that it's going to... You don't think that we're eating maybe tuna that has pollution and maybe people...
I'm not eating tuna.
Well, but maybe a lot of people that are eating from the ocean maybe are dying from cancer, or who knows what they're going to develop in the future or the children's future. They don't know how long it's going to take to manifest.
How can we actually prove that we can't? It takes too long, too much of a process.
So if we don't know,
where do we go from there?
Okay, but my point is that.
For my points to.
Okay, go ahead.
So the points surrounding these things, what I'm saying is that there's not concrete enough evidence for these things. So you can't make a statement, an overarching statement that says these people tend to be are this way, these people have done this, and these people only do this for this reason, or do this for that reason, and so on and so forth, because people do things for many reasons. And and not even just many reasons.
You think I care why you take my eyes out? I only have a set of eyes. If you take them out, am I going to be worried why you did it? Why did you take my eyes out?
The reason why you can't dumb down one interaction like that to the fact that you used the analogy earlier of like somebody coming in to shit on your bed, that you're not going to sit there and watch them shit on your bed, like. Because you can't narrow it down to such a simple action, because actions in the daily world don't have a simple cause and effect. Like, he doesn't come in here.
Yeah, but people only have one life force. You cut their head, they only have one head. You cut their head, they're dead.
However, though, what I'm saying though is that like people come in and they shit on your bed. That's only one. That's like you have a cause. Like you have the cause and effect. Now they're shit on your bed. That's it. There's nothing more. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah, but I didn't say my bed. I said everywhere. I said 20 people came in my room. They said it all over my apartment. It's just what they're doing in every city, in every way, in many different aspects.
That just takes it to a different level, but it's the same statement. It's the same statement that's saying people come in, do this, and this has this effect. But that is not the case. Society, nature, culture, all these things are so intertwined in a way that one action cannot have one effect. One action can have many effects. Many actions can have many different effects and many different combinations of effects. And so I'm saying it's...
Yeah, but it thinks. And it's thinking doesn't let me think. I can't think with this thing.
Your statement of saying that, like, don't allow a hole to be drilled in the ocean or something.